Here comes the Broncos. They're down 10 players, but as you saw at the front of the line, Adam Reynolds is there leading them out, and they still have plenty of stars in their lineup, including Telstra Staggs, that man on screen. And while the Dragons have dominated Brisbane in recent years, he did provide one of the great highlights for the Broncos in recent times with a terrific individual try here at Suncorp Stadium against the Dragons. Great atmosphere. Sunday afternoon footy here at Suncorp Stadium. It doesn't get much better, and two sides about to do battle that have a very rich history between them. And as I mentioned, the Dragons have dominated Brisbane in recent times. It's the last game before Origin, Suncorp Stadium, the centre of the Rugby League world this afternoon, and then in 3 days' time for State of Origin 3. Zach Hosking on debut. And we are underway for Sunday footy. Dragons with first use of the football. Sit back and enjoy this one, folks. I think it's going to be a high-scoring, entertaining game. Plenty of attack on both sides. You just saw Francis Molo playing the ball. He's starting the game for the Dragons today. With Jack DeBellin going back to the bench. The Dragons without Ben Hunt, who was on Origin duty. So in the halves, Talatau Amon and Jaden Sullivan this afternoon. This is a pretty decent opening set of 6 for the Dragons. Molo playing it on the halfway line. The kick will come from young Sullivan. And good take there from Deloise Hoita, and beat the first man as well. He's in the team because Corey Oates will be playing in Origin 3 on Wednesday night. Good opportunity for Deloise Hoita this afternoon. Paul Vorton, good atmosphere around the place, isn't
Yeah, it's
there?
good. Nice crowd coming in, and all the boys from the Brisbane team of 92 are here celebrating as Brisbane go wide. Well handled there by the Dragons. Yeah, it should be quite an entertaining game, I think. A lot of these new Broncos get a chance to show their wares today.
Telstra Staggs, he's put that one down. First touch of the afternoon, not a good one from the Broncos centre. Cameron Smith also in commentary.
Yeah, g'day Salty. There's a little chance down that right-hand short side for the Broncos. Adam Reynolds seen it, he picked it up from dummy half. Went left, come back to Telstra Staggs, and yeah, you can see the look on his face there, very disappointed with that drop ball. So I tend to agree with Fatty. I think there may be a fair few points scored today. I was down on the ground just earlier, and there's a nice, firm, dry track for these players to play on today.
It will be Jaden Sullivan to feed the scrum. Who will stand up attack-wise for the Dragons with no Ben Hunt. He's had a terrific season as Ben Hunt. 10 short of the halfway line. St George Illawarra. A number of ex-Broncos in their lineup. There's one of them just putting the ball down there in Molo, and Ezra Mam has it for Brisbane on the halfway line. So a couple of early errors for both teams. Hosking, the debutant. He's had to wait a while to reach the NRL, but thoroughly deserves his chance. He's been in very good form for Winner Manly this year in Queensland. Reynolds, man to Hosking. And Reynolds hit late there. He's on the ground, penalty Brisbane.
Yeah, and this is off Tarek Sims. He's come out to put a bit of pressure on Adam Reynolds. He's collected him, may have been just a tad late, but Adam Reynolds, he stayed on the ground. He looks a little bit ginger here.
Might have been a birthday message.
Little present.
Happy birthday, Adam.
Here it is.
I mean, it's a fraction of late, and he had his back to him. You can't, you know, that's a tough one.
A penalty going to Brisbane. Adam Reynolds in the hands of the trainer. He's your old trainer, isn't he, Cam? There's Matt Barradine there.
Matty Barradine.
It's on report in the bin.
He's not that.
Oh, no.
Are you serious? That will do, mate. That is just disgusting. Honestly. We need to see it again. It looked a fraction late. Look, I mean, honestly, that's a millisecond.
Well, here it is at normal speed coming up in just a moment. What do you think, Cam?
Well, yeah, if we can get it, here we go, a shot in normal speed. It's very difficult as a defender to pull away from that tackle. And actually, Adam Reynolds, that's exactly what his role is to take the ball into the line, commit a defender into him to take him out of that defensive line. But anyway, Broncos on the attack.
They are through Ryan James, tackled 10 metres away from the line. Andrew McCulloch, one of the defenders there, along with Jack Bird. Billy Walters, the dummy half, goes to Adam Reynolds. He's okay to Hosking now. Zach Lomax has got him. Jaden Sewer in there as well. Ezra Mam. Kobe Hetherington. Tries to straighten. Good tackle down low, Blake Laurie. Still 10 away and going to the left again. Mam fires a pass to Brenko Lee. And Lee tries to get the legs pumping. Gets it away to Deloise Hoyter. He'll get there. He'll slide over. Deloise Hoyter opens the scoring.
And he's a happy man, Deloise Hoyter. All the Broncos players are getting around him right now, celebrating the young winger's try this afternoon. But you can thank Brenko Lee. Isuzu D-Max replay. Just look at the defenders he attracts here. 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders. Ravalawa's in there from the wing. And that just opens up the space there. Oh, there was a hint of a double movement, actually.
Hang on.
There is a hint of a double movement, Fatty.
Yeah, there might be a review. I just saw the referee talking to the touch judge or vice versa, and they might, yeah. He definitely made a second effort. Going for the line, tackle, yeah, tackle's made and then he reaches out. I'm surprised they're not looking at it.
Ooh, try confirmed.
Try confirmed, okay. Well, but once again, it's on the back of a sin bin. And look, they shouldn't have scored. There was 4 defenders on one player and they left the other guy unmarked. But, you know, Adam Reynolds has got his back turned, right? So if Sims comes and doesn't make that tackle, right, and Reynolds goes through the hole, then he's in trouble from the coach.
Well, it's the first NRL try for Deloise Hoyter. We have seen him in the NRL before. And he would have enjoyed that moment. Reynolds from out wide. Wants it to come back, but it won't.
Stay behind, boys!
So first blood to the Broncos this afternoon. Kobe Hetherington with a good run. He'll enjoy the opportunity to start pretty much exclusively coming off the bench for Brisbane in the 2022 campaign. Ryan James, experienced campaigner in this young Broncos forward pack. Zach Hosking. Had some good early touches, the debutant. Brisbane rolling downfields into Dragons territory. Hetherington tackled by Laurie over the top. Molo was there as well. Here's the last. Reynolds puts it high. And, well, it ends up in a Dragon anyway, but Matt Fine nearly made a mess of that one. Let's check on the conditions. It look like they're changing rapidly. Down to you, JT.
Thanks, Salty. Yeah, the conditions are great down here. Obviously, we've got a little bit of cloud cover over the top, but perfect conditions to play footy. The atmosphere is outstanding too. I couldn't hear myself think when the Broncos scored their first try, so I think there'll be a lot of ball movement from the Broncos to tire this Dragons defence out.
Yeah, there's a good atmosphere around the place this afternoon.
Wonder what he's thinking about.
You couldn't hear it. Here's a kick from Teletower Moan. Hoyter underneath it. takes it well and looks to take off straight away, but a good tackle there by Zach Lomax. There's a fair contingent of Dragons fans around the stadium as well, because they're a popular club everywhere you go around the nation, the Dragons, but here in southeast Queensland, plenty of support for the Dragons. Reynolds showing it. Now to Staggs. Almost slipped through, but they made the tackle. Jordan Ricky on the charge. Laurie, Molo, McCulloch there to wrap up the Broncos back rower. Now hit late again, Adam Reynolds. That will be a penalty, and Andrew McCulloch might find himself in a bit of trouble here.
Well, Andrew McCulloch has gone through. He's an experienced campaigner, so I doubt he got this timing wrong. It may have been slightly high. That might be the reason for the penalty. It looked okay there, didn't it? Well, he's been put on report too. Things going from bad to worse for the Dragons at the moment. At least Andrew McCulloch, he stays on the field.
Okay, so why Sim been the first one and not that one? Work that out.
They take the tap. They take the tap, Brisbane. Ryan James, sloppy play the ball, play on for Brisbane. Ezra Mann, Tessie New through a dummy to Brenko Lee. Now goes back towards the centre of the ground and he's lost it. Relief there for the Dragons.
Yeah, and Andrew McCulloch, the man that gave away that penalty, he was involved in this tackle, so he'll be happy about that. There he is there. Just a loose carry. They've done well there, the Dragons. Turned the Broncos away, but I like what the Broncos are doing right now. They're just slowly sapping some energy out of the Dragons players while they have one man in the bin. It's their first error.
No, Andrew McCulloch has been looking forward to this afternoon's game, a Sunday afternoon at Suncorp. He played 260 games for Brisbane, Andrew McCulloch. Played game number 300 back in round 15. Now Lomax. Starved of possession early, the Dragons. Blake Laurie on the charge. Hosking with the tackle. Sullivan. They look to shift it here. Feeney. Tackle by Staggs. Reynolds there as well. Now Sully. Good hit there on Moses Sully. Tessie New, no. Deloise Hoyter takes it. He called the fullback away from it. Dragons almost kicking exclusively down to that wing there of Deloise Hoyter, and he's handling the task cam so far pretty well.
Yeah, he's doing a pretty good job. I like his speed. He looks bouncy. He looked like a handful when he's bringing that football back. But yeah, I think that's a tactic just to try and test out the young man.
Tessie New, Tony Staggs now slips through, gets up, goes again, and they wrap him up. Laurie and Feeney doing well. Now centre of the ground, Billy Walters. Adam Reynolds had to reach for that and went forward. Got a touch on it, Adam Reynolds, so another mistake from Brisbane.
Just slightly out in front of Adam Reynolds. You know, he's had a couple of hamstring issues. He wasn't going to try and test out the old hammies there. He had to look up at the clock. He had to look at a little reminder of the scoreboard. I think he may be captain's challenge, but keep that one up their sleeve a bit later on.
The battle between Staggs and Sully is going to be a good one all afternoon. Staggs has got a bit of zip about him and a little step, and he might trouble Sully, who's a bit like the Queen Mary. Needs a bit of time to turn around and chase, so it could be a really good battle.
I think with Moses Sully, he's ranked third in the NRL for tackle breaks this year. Scored in 3 consecutive games for the Dragons. That is a good battle. Turning circle of the Queen Mary, hey? Here's the Dragons. He might just look to go straight here if they get him the ball, but that's a good tackle from Reynolds. On his opposite number, Sullivan. Molo. Hetherington and James in there to make the tackle. Hosking came in late as well. Last play for the Dragons. Ramon puts it up. Test here for Tessie. Knew that could well be an escort penalty. No, it's not. All legal, says the referee.
I think the Dragons are claiming an escort. It seemed like there was some interference, but not according to the ref.
We're talking about the ex-Broncos in the Dragons lineup. There's an ex-Dragon in the Broncos lineup in Jordan Pereira, who we just saw take a hit up. That one's Deloise Hoyter. Pereira coming back to his wing on this near side. He might be getting the ball in a moment. Tessie New to Katoni Staggs. Staggs slips away from one. Here we go. He'll try to accelerate. Katoni Staggs stepping. Now passing. Hosking. Back towards the centre. Goes to Ezra Mann, who passes on the ground. Brinko Lee has got it. Still alive for Brisbane. 11 away from the line. Pulasia to Hetherington. Looking for a gap. There's no gap there. It was shut pretty quickly by Jaden Sewer. Now Reynolds, Tessie New, putting in a kick. Fine can't handle it. And Katoni Staggs has got him. How didn't they score there, Brisbane?
Oh, it's through the effort of the Dragons. They scrambled really well here. Just see this line break by Katoni Staggs. He goes across field. He goes way over on the other side. Look at Moses Sully chasing him 3/4 away across the field. There's Hosking offloading. There's Ramam. Billy Walters isn't there. There's a nice finish by the Broncos. Well summed up. And they earn themselves a repeat set.
The Dragons defending like a team that's won 4 of their last 5 games. Good run there from Keenan Pulasia for Brisbane. Good contact from the Dragons defenders as well. Played at good intensity this game in the early exchanges. 25 away from the line. Hetherington with a step. Good tackle, Sims. Walters the dummy half. Ryan James, Adam Reynolds. Question mark on the pass. More than a question mark it was forward.
Yeah, forward pass. Unfortunately, they just all overran Reynolds, who under pressure felt he had to throw it when someone came at him. Forward pass. So that's a lot of chances down here, haven't they? It seems like they've been parked down here for 15 minutes, the Bronx. That's a good defensive move.
20 seconds.
Yeah, I think it was Jack Bird, Fatty.
Yeah, well done, Jack.
Yeah, he thought they were in danger, so he coming out of the line. He put a lot of pressure on Adam Reynolds. Jordan Ricky just overran him.
Heads in, please. 10 seconds. Down, straight down. Andrew, Tessie, head in. Tack down. Fuck off.
The Dragons to feed the scrum.
Well, they just need to get a set of 6 finished and a kick, which they haven't managed to do the last 3 times they've had the ball.
Penalty Dragons, that'll help.
You got stuck in, mate.
Not clearing the ruck. Keenan Pulasia was doing a handstand. He was climbing all over Zach Lomax. It was a good charge from Lomax off the scrum. Here we go. Sims. This is a good opportunity for the Dragons, starting to set inside Broncos territory. Sullivan to a moan, big gap, and away goes Cody Ramsey for the corner. That's brilliant from the Dragons.
Wow, that was really good. They might have a look at possible interference. The Brisbane fans are not happy, but hasn't he got some toe, Cody Ramsey? He winged it for that touchline. Isuzu D-Max replay. Look at him go. And you know, I love a bit of confidence in a young kid. And he thought, you know what, I'm just going to have a crack for that corner and see what happens. So yeah, there's a player goes through, but there, it looks clear.
Yeah, no, it's all clear. And what they did was they did a really good job of hiding Cody Ramsey in behind all of their front runners, all the guys that looked like were going to push through some space. And Moses Sully, he just had himself tucked and out to the left. And Katoni Staggs, well, he just had eyes for Moses Sully. And that man there, Cody Ramsey, just watch this from behind. Watch where he comes from. He's just tucked and in behind and bang through that space. Where Katoni Staggs had come out, he thought he was going to shut the play down, that Moses Sully couldn't get the ball, but it was Cody Ramsey. He has got some wheels, that young man.
He emerged as a winger, didn't he, last year, but he's making a good fist of the fullback spot, Cam.
Yeah, he's doing a fantastic job, and just seeing the pictures there, he's put on a little bit of size too, Fatty, so he can handle the current game.
What's wrong with that?
No, he can handle the rigours of playing fullback, you know, returning the football. As we see, you know, particularly guys like Kalen Ponga, they get knocked about a bit, these fullbacks, but Cody Ramsey's doing a great job.
There's some resilience about this Dragons team at the moment. Have been defending for most of the game. An opportunity down Brisbane's end. They convert, they score a try. Now, here's Zach Lomax looking to put the Dragons in front. Dare I say it, he has been kicking well, and that is a beauty. So 6-4, the Dragons in front of Brisbane. Entertaining start to this game. Sunday afternoon. And we're going to go to the Broncos coaches box now, and Kevin Walters joins us. Kevy, thanks for your time, mate. How have you assessed the opening 21 and a half minutes?
Oh, look, we've done some good things with the ball, but just our handling errors have cost us. Just too many errors. As I say, we've got some good shape and put some good shape on, but just not controlling the ball well enough for ours at the moment.
Kev, Katoni Staggs pushed the on button today. He looks good.
Yeah, he's had a good week's prep, Fatty. Obviously a key player for us this afternoon. We need him at his best for us to do well this afternoon. And he's had a good opening 20. We've just got to continue with it now.
Kevy, you fielded the most inexperienced footy side in the competition so far this season. What's the most important thing for those young players out there today?
Well, just to get themselves in the game, Smitty, and I felt with young Zach Hoskins has done that, and just, you know, don't wait for the game to come to them. They've got to go after the game, and we've been pretty good in this first 20. A little bit of an error there in defence from Katoni, but the rest of it's been pretty good, mate.
Appreciate your time as always, Kev.
Thank you.
Kevin Walters there, the coach of the Brisbane Broncos. Last play here for his team. Reynolds puts up a high tester for Ravalawa. Takes it well, and Hosking did very well too down low. Lomax.
Have you seen any common traits out of young Hosking from his old man had, Fatty?
No. He was a really good player, you know. He carried a bit of beef, but he used it well, you know, when he played for a lot of first grade for me. And then South, he was really good at South as well, playing in a very tough team, Les Davidson and the like, and Ian Roberts. So, yeah, Zach's, you know, he's on this left edge and he's playing to what he's supposed to play. He's still running down that line, that virtue of the 20-metre line the whole time. So, and he's a demon defender, so I like him. He's been good, really busy the opening 20 minutes, Zach.
Well, there's some good defence on Tessie New. Jack de Ballon is out on the field, and Tarek Sims in there as well. Jordan Pereira. Good charge from the right winger for Brisbane. Good tackle too from McCulloch and Bird. Now Reynolds to Staggs, and Sully's got him and puts him down along with Jaden Sullivan. Reynolds went to dummy half. Hetherington goes short here to Pulasia. Keenan will play it. 5 short of halfway. Reynolds puts a high floater. A tester here for Ramsey. Great take.
How did he catch that?
That had some hang time on it, didn't it?
That was so good. He took that over his head in his hands. Just watch this replay here. Oh, what a catch.
The Dragons are on the back foot for the opening quarter of an hour of this game, but they've settled into their work well. Laurie. McCulloch to dummy half. DeBellin. Reynolds down low for Brisbane. Ryan James there over the top. Last play for the Dragons. Another kick down to the wing of Hoyter. A good chase led by Jaden Sewer there for the Dragons.
Yeah, and you just start to see the shift in control of this match going the way of the Dragons. A few of the younger Broncos players getting a little bit tired. That part of the game where there's a touch over 20 minutes being played, a little bit of fatigue setting in. And when you have guys like McCulloch, Bird, Sims, DeBellin all out in the field, who've played many, many games of first-grade football, they just know where the ball needs to get to, how fast to play the game. Doing a good job, the Dragons.
Feet underneath that one, takes that well. Good chase too. Katoni Staggs was there along with Jordan Ricky for Brisbane. Oh, that slip up a bit or off the shoulder there from Ricky, they're saying on Sullivan. So it's play on the Ballon now. He just tangled up there with Keenan Pulasia and the tackle. Reece Kennedy on the field in jersey number 15. Bird goes to Sewer. Bit of room to move here for Lomax. And a penalty because the Dragons player was taken out without the ball on the inside. Was it Illawarra, I think, was taken out. The penalty given away there by Deloise Hoyter.
It was good work by Jack Bird to find a bit of space on the outside. He was held back by Branko Lee.
Branko Lee giving the penalty away.
Yeah, he was held back.
JT, down to you.
Yeah, the Dragons have been really impressive in this 23 minutes. They had a lot go against them. 10 minutes in the bin for Tariq Sims. They've defended really well. And the first time they got down here, they scored points. So it's a big test now for this young Broncos outfit to hold them out.
Sullivan scheming. We know he's quick. Now, Laurie to Amon. He'll just have to go down with the ball. So if he passed it or took advantage of the hole, it would have been an obstruction. Laurie. He got through some work. 9 away from the line. McCulloch. Now Amon. Here's Jaden Sewer. Ezra Mann doing well. Branko Lee over the top. Last play here for the Dragons. Lomax. Now Amon puts in a crossfield kick. It's not a bad one. Pereira. Great take under pressure. Now he can look to take off here. Some of the Dragons have got their backs turned on. But tell you one person that didn't, Jack DeBellin. Good tackle.
You don't take off when you're running to Jack DeBellin. That was a beauty. And now, of course, the ball loose. Oh, see, there's a knock on there somewhere. And the Dragons are pumped. Look at them, high-fiving, tapping each other on the back.
I think the main man there was Tariq Sims.
They're challenging, I think. I thought it went backwards. I couldn't see a knock on, but let's have a look at the replay.
Come on. Tariq.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Shoulder charge.
It's a shoulder charge.
Yep.
He's just got
like
back on.
live. It looked like this live.
Tariq.
Could you get sent off after a 10 in the bin?
Well, he might get another chin bin.
Tackles high if you go.
Another.
In the bin again.
Yeah, I thought it was the great tackle down low, but with Tariq over the top, that's a shoulder. Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, that's clear cut.
Now that deserves a bin, for sure. Well, his right arm was wrapped around the back of the player. that might save him from suspension. But
It might have saved him from 10 minutes maybe to the end of the game, being sent off. Penalty Brisbane.
Well, Jonathan Thurston was saying this was going to be a test for the young Broncos. It's now turned into a second test for the Dragons, with Sims spending another 10 minutes in the sin bin.
Opportunity here for Brisbane. Kennedy. 21 away from the line. Walters. Reynolds. Inside pass. It was well read there. Xavier Willison is on the field for Brisbane. That's his first touch. Walters throwing dummies. Billy Walters. Good tackle. Jack de Bellin got him. Now Tessie New takes off. And he'll get there. Tessie New going on his own. And now Brisbane go in front.
Great play by Tessie New. We'll have a look on the replay, but he found a marker. He wasn't set, and he was actually called out by the referee to stay out of the play. And just here, well, it was Jack de Bellin, he was called out of the play. Isuzu D-Max replay. And even though he picked it and he found some space, it was still a huge effort to carry two players over the try line for a point. There he goes there, slams it down. Down to you, JT.
Just want to give Billy Walters a rap. He come out of dummy half there and poked his nose through to get a quick play the ball, and then Tessie New was able to play off the back of that with Jack de Bellin caught offside. When you're defending like that, even if you're called out offside, you just make the tackle. Make the tackle and give away the penalty and set your line and defend that set of six. So a lack of concentration there from Jack de Bellin.
Tessie New, a timely return to the NRL. He's been out with injury for, well, a large chunk of the season now, and they lose to Murray Martin through injury and now get Tessie New back. The competition for the fullback spot Brisbane next year. Reece Walsh,
Wow,
coming to town, and Selwyn Cobbo would like to play there. Tessie New. Here's Adam Reynolds. Guides it through. So Tessie New putting Brisbane in front. They're in front by 4. Xavier Willison, good contact on the youngster that Brisbane have plenty of raps on. We saw him in the Pacific Test play for the Cook Islands earlier this year. Coming back from injury in recent times. There's Tyson Gamble. So it looks like Tyson's coming on to play. That's a lock forward type role. Seen him a lot in the NRL in the halves. There he is. A spot in the side for Tyson. Ezra Mam. Now Zach Hosking finds Brenko Lee. Lee with a dummy to Deloise Hoyter. But he's wrapped up. Hosking the dummy half. Reynolds puts it high. And that is a very good take there from Ramsey.
he's going well, young Zach, in his debut, and he found himself in a bit of space there and did the right thing, just shoveled it out to the faster men, so he's going well.
Josh Kerr, a late inclusion in the Dragons 17. Now Matt Vinay with a fence. Stopped on the halfway line.
They turn Billy now.
Jaden Sewer, good run from him. Last play for the Dragons. They can put an attacking kick up here. Talatawa Moan Puts it high. Pereira takes it well. Oh, risky pass to Tessie New. Oh, and if Tessie passed, they had numbers on the outside there. But he's wrapped up by Surley.
Well, they did have some defenders in behind that football, but if he was able to find a pass there, Tessie New, they would have been able to advance the football down the field 20 metres. But in the end, there's nothing wrong with taking and play the ball. As the Broncos now, they look to shift left.
It all comes off that offload from Tony Staggs. Now here's Hosking. He's wrapped up. Good ball and all tackle there by Zach Lomax. They go down the short side. Ezra Mam went forward. The pass was forward to Ezra Mam before he put the kick downfield. So the Dragons will get the ball back.
Well, they let him off the hook there. They made a nice dent down that left-hand edge. It's just this pass here from dummy half. Yeah, it's gone forward half a metre. It's those little plays that are letting the Broncos down in moments throughout this first 40 minutes.
Head straight down.
Where if they fixed up a couple of those unforced errors, they may have scored a couple of more tries.
Sully did well. He had to reach for that one.
Move, Jordan! Tony square hole! Wait!
As mentioning before, Josh Kerr. He's been in and out of the team. He was part of the Queensland Origin squad a couple of years ago. That's a good run from Sewer again. Now McCulloch. Sullivan looking for opportunities. He's wrapped up there by Willison. Amone. Kerr. 25 away from the line. Amone puts in a kick, looks to get out after it. It's not a bad kick. In fact, it's a great kick. And all Jordan Pereira can do is take a dead repeat set coming for the Dragons.
When they've had the ball, the Dragons, they've looked pretty good, actually. They probably look better than the Bronx have, but... And that's a good little finish. They'll get the ball back here. 6 to 8 minutes to go in the first half, down by 4.
Stay back, fellas.
I liked the run then of Josh Kerr. He is a good player, and I'm a big Blake Laurie fan. He just hits it up, makes the hard meters. He's been doing it all year.
Blake Laurie, he come off a huge game as Ravalawa. Oh!
That is the way to run.
That's awesome.
Yeah, back to Blake Laurie a couple of weeks ago against the Rabbitohs. He had a great game. He ran for nearly 20 carries, Fatty, nearly 200 metres. It was fantastic.
Yeah, he's got a big motor.
Here goes Sullivan. Tackle 10 away from the line. Big opportunity here for the Dragons to hit back. McCulloch goes to Amone. He puts on a step. He almost lost it there, but he hung onto the football the last moment. Gamble and Hetherington make the tackle. Now Sullivan. Bird. Sully, if he winds up, he'll be hard to stop. Shrugs away from 2 of them. Now he winds up, and they won't stop him. Awesome power. Moses Sully scores for the Dragons.
And that's the Queen Mary going forward, right? That's what he can do with the ball. He's brilliant. I was really surprised that Manly let him go. Maybe they had to let him go. But he's an outstanding runner of the football. The Isuzu D-Max replay will show it. This is him. This is the Sully show, ladies and gentlemen. Brushes away from 2, carves up the other couple. Dragons will go back to the lead in a second.
And that's why he's in the top 3 players in the competition for tackle bus. Just have a look at him in motion here. 1 Broncos player get away. And that's a fair fend on him as well. He sets sail for the try line. He breaks another 3. And that's a huge individual effort there by Moses Sully. They've done a fantastic job here, the Dragons. 10 all, kick to come. You'd like to think Zach Lomax will knock this one over.
Down to you, JT.
Yeah, Jordan Ricky here. He's covering in behind the ruck there, as you can see. And because he's going backwards towards the try line before the ball's dead, it creates that space in behind there. So if he was just staying up there on the ad line, he probably tackles Moses Sully. So very good work by the Dragons to be man down and scoring points.
Zach Lomax looking to put them back in front by 2. Boy, we've had some lead changes. Lomax from just off centre. 5 minutes and 50 seconds left in the half, and the Dragons lead by 2. Oh, that was good to watch from Moses Surley. And now the Dragons are leading by 2, and that's a good charge from Josh Kerr. It's about to be 13 on 13 in the next 25 seconds. We'll see the return of Tarek Sims. He's waiting patiently and watching Jack Bird play the ball. And Andrew McCulloch having a shot at a 40-20 from out of dummy half. Doesn't get the bounce he wanted. Tessie knew had it covered anyway. And it's Jaden Sullivan leading the charge. The chase for the Dragons. Tarek Sims onto the field. And the crowd. Oh, good tackle there from Lomax, but a penalty, Brisbane. So penalty going the way of the Broncos, not standing square at marker.
Smart play by Nam. He earned that one. Saw him offside, just ran straight into him.
The way this game's going, it's Brisbane's turn to score. It's been try for try. Man to Willison. Kerr, McCulloch, Sims in the tackle. Billy Walters. Tyson Gamble to Kobe Hetherington. Walters the dummy half. Gamble. Reynolds. Ezra Mann. A mine in there. Well, there's 4 of them there. He's 11 away from the line. Hosking. He tries to find a gap. It's not there. They drag him to ground. Kerr and Sims. Gamble. Reynolds. New. Gatoni Staggs. Yes, there he is. Gatoni Staggs putting Brisbane in front.
That's a great play by the Broncos, in particular Gatoni Staggs. Just watch when he gets this football. He's standing opposite Moses Surley. Isuzu D-Max replay. They go from one side to the other. Nice deep back line out this way to the right-hand side. Just watch him. Right foot, left foot. Stops Moses Surley in his tracks. And that's all he needed to get on the outside and use that blinding pace that he has off the mark. Watch that. Bang, bang. In and away. Shows the ball to his winger. And that's try time. Gatoni Staggs. Great individual effort.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And he's having a fine game, Staggs. And Kevin Walters was hoping that he kept his first 20 minutes of good form going, and he has. And he's going to put him in front just before half-time. And it's sort of what I spoke about before, but he's just got that blinding pace, and Surley had to turn and chase and got him, but just wasn't good enough. And for people who might think, well, this is the double movement, it's his momentum. I know he raised his elbow, but the momentum takes him over. He couldn't, there was no choice, you know, no one was going to stop him, so.
Adam Reynolds from out wide. Well, a view from Spider Cam, and you can see it sail between the uprights. entertaining half of football here at Suncorp Stadium. 3 tries to 2. Brisbane in front by 4.
Okay, Jack, give him room.
And we've got 90 seconds to go before the break. Ricky. By Kerr and McCulloch. Walters, the dummy half. Gamble. Mam. Now New goes to Brenko Lee. Mam to dummy half. Sims and Lomax make the tackle. 2 tackles left in the set. Hosking. And he's put down. Josh Kerr with the initial contacts. 2-point field goal attempt here from Adam Reynolds is going to go well wide and will go dead. And the Dragons will get the last set of 6 of the half. Ravalawa taking the tap. McCulloch the dummy half. Oh. Hetherington will be penalised for that one.
Tom off.
Put in a dangerous position.
And he's instructed the bunker to have a look at it.
Tom on, there you go.
And they've looked at it and said, no, it's all good. Penalty sufficient, no Singby.
So they have a chance for 1, maybe 2 plays here, the Dragons. Well, no, they won't, because that's gone forward from Jaden Sewer, and that will be half-time. So a messy end of the half, but an entertaining 40 minutes here at Suncorp Stadium. Sees the Broncos lead by 4. Half-time, the Broncos 16, leading the Dragons 12. And if the first 40 minutes were anything to go by, then we're in for a terrific conclusion to this one on this Sunday afternoon, heading into Sunday evening at Suncorp Stadium, where there's been a really good vibe right throughout the afternoon. Of course, the celebrations, the 30th anniversary of Brisbane's inaugural premiership win from 1992 happening earlier in the day, and a really good half of football as well. The first half. So anything can happen. And as we said earlier, important 2 competition points up for grabs. It's Brisbane with first use of the football in the second half. It was Reece Kennedy playing it. And Xavier Willison forced back. There's some good defence from Sewer and Lomax. They were appealing for a drop ball there, but it looked like he just managed to hold on to it. Kobe Hetherington playing the ball. Mam. Hosking. Oh, that's another good tackle from Lomax. Mam to dummy half. Solid contact on Willison. You heard that in the effects, Mike. And that's a good defensive effort to open the half. But what about the top from Adam Reynolds? How far? 60 metres? What a kick.
Yeah, that was a big torpy by Adam Reynolds. He's still got it in him, that right boot. And they would have been pretty pleased to go into half-time up by 4 points, but if you look on the other side, the Dragons, I must say, they played 12 men for 20 minutes of that first half, and to be only down by 4, I think they'll be pretty confident they can go out there and at least try and compete in this second half and get in front, poke their nose in front.
Slow to play the ball there, Andrew McCulloch. Amone. McCulloch's okay, he's there, the dummy half. Sullivan puts up a high kick, and it's in the in-goal area. Tessie New takes it well. And then looks to tap it quickly, but told to go back.
Just got to be better than that with your kicking game. They're just gifts, and you can't afford to keep doing that.
Jordan Ricky making plenty of yardage backwards there is Ricky. Hetherington passing this time. Now Hoskins got it. He almost slipped through. It was good tackle from Amon. Walters scheming, going short to Willison. And he's tackled by DeBellin and Sims. Reynolds. Tessie New. Throws it out the back. Did really well there. Ricky. Tackle down low from DeBellin. Ezra Mann, Brisbane on the front foot here. Cut out pass, Brenko Lee. And Lomax has come here and gets him to the ground. He almost stole it there too, did Lomax. Hoy to the man. And that kicked. Well, it's taken easily there by Moses Suley.
Gift. They've just got to be better than that, you know, further across the field, give your wingers some chance to get it.
Ravalawa. Dragons coming out of their own end. Jaden Sewer, tackled down low by Mam. Lee in there as well. Cody Ramsey. Set restart here for the Dragons.
Second one, in a matter of tackles.
No chance here for St George Illawarra. McCulloch. Yeah, it's with Sims. 2 stints in the sin bin in the opening half for Tarek Sims. Jack Bird, the Sully. Sully looking to wind up. Provided us with a great highlight in the first half, and he almost broke for free there. Now DeBellin. Nice pass. Sims, short to Kerr. They bring him down. Hosking doing well. Last play here for the Dragons. Sewer! Jaden Sewer, good tackle. Ezra Mam doing well.
Yeah, it was a great tackle there by Ezra Mam. Jaden Sewer, he ran a nice line. He just took that overs line and looked to try and get him behind the Broncos' defence.
Right.
That's a try saver there.
So Brisbane now coming off their own line. Handles the defensive tasks well, doesn't he, Ezra Mam? Asked plenty of questions of him, the young Broncos half.
Yeah, he's not the tallest guy in the competition by any stretch, but he's got some good size about him. Pretty strong in the gym, sorry.
There'd be some of your teammates now, Cam, probably not surprised you wouldn't say the word gym. Did you spend much time there in your career?
No, that's why I can't pronounce it properly.
Ramsey put down. Josh Kerr coming from the fields. Here's Ravalawa. Had a quiet afternoon. Nakoli Ravalawa, maybe his moment will come this half. A lot of the attacks gone to the other side of the field. Jaden Hunt, that is a good run.
That's a better run. The rest of the Dragons should follow suit with Jaden Hunt.
Talatau Amon. Now here's Sullivan. Breaks free, good tackle. Tessie New with a try saver. Last play. Amon kicks the in-goal area. And it'll go just a metre too deep.
There was a smart play there by Talatau Amon. Tessie knew he was involved in the previous tackle. And there was some space in behind the Broncos' defensive line in and around the goalpost, but just the execution, a bit of a heavy foot. Broncos now 7 tackles.
Deloise Hoyter playing it. Now Reece Kennedy, he thought about an offload there for a moment when they wrapped the ball up. Kennedy off to Hull KR next season. So his last year in the NRL for the time being for Reece Kennedy. Reynolds goes short. Oh, what a shot! Jaden Sewer with a bell ringer. Knocked him into next week. Last play, Hetherington playing the ball. Reynolds, man, how did he reel that in and put a kick in, and Ravalawa's got it for the Dragons. And a penalty to St George Illawarra.
Well, Zach Hosking, welcome to first grade. He got absolutely hammered, but you know what? He got straight back up as soon as he could. That would have pinged him, but he's up and about. Tough little back rower, Zach.
There he is making the tackle on Lomax, along with Brenko Lee. Lomax playing at 10 short of halfway. Jaden Hunt for the Dragons. Kennedy, one of the defenders there for Brisbane. Interesting stage of the game. A moan to Bird. That's a good charge. Reynolds just hung on for the ride there for a few metres down low. Kennedy over the top. Now Tarek Sims. Good defence, Keenan Pulisier. Zach Hosking in there as well. Last play here for the Dragons. It's with a moan. Kicks the in-goal area. Tessie New will let the ball run dead.
Yeah, a couple of Dragons players complaining about Ezra Mam. Oh, they're complaining about being blocked there, but Grant Atkins, referee, he said no, they held their ground.
Keenan Pulisier in the Dragons territory by a metre. Corey Pakes is on the field now for Brisbane in jersey 14. That pass on the bounce to Jordan Ricky. Billy Walters coming from the fields. Tony Staggs now. Good tackle, Moses Sully. Got in that time. Set restart. Hung on too long. Here's Jordan Pereira on an angled run. Full set of 6 here for Brisbane. Pakes. Reece Kennedy. Now Reynolds. Ezra Mann. Brenko Lee. Quick hands. Deloise Hoyter's in for his second.
Oh, listen to this Broncos crowd. They love that play. Another nice shift of the football to their left-hand edge. And Deloise Hoyter, well, he got a double. Still plenty of time left in this game. Isuzu D-Max replay. Just nice movement. And just watch the St George defence just backing away, backing back towards their corner post. JT may have something to talk about a little bit shortly, but anytime an edge defence is backing away, back towards their try line, very hard to stop the attacking team. That's good movement there by the Broncos. Down to you, Jono.
Yeah, you're right, Smith. It's very hard to defend when you're backing off on your try line. They do extremely well here. They get 10 metres out, and that's where you want your defensive line to be. But then you want to be more positive than that. You want to keep going straight up and make them play. They keep sliding back towards the try line, and that's like a training try for the Broncos. Poor defence by the Dragons.
Deloise Hoyter. An afternoon out for him. Tested early by the Dragons kickers and handled that task well, and now he's got a double. Adam Reynolds from out wide. Wants it to come back, and it won't. So Brisbane in front by 8. There's some good defence on Kennedy. Now, the magic of the Premiership is that it's real. 16 teams chasing the same dream of Premiership glory. Experience the Premiership live. Secure your seats at nrl.com/tickets. Plenty of people have done that here this afternoon. Kennedy. Oh, nice pass to Corey Pakes. And he's going to be wrapped up. Jack Bird says, come here, and he puts him to the ground. Reynolds puts it high. Ramsey underneath it. Takes that one well. That half gap closed pretty quickly. Hosking and Pulasia with the tackle. Ravalawa. Dragons, the team now that needs to hit back. Here's Bino. Moses Mbai coming onto the field there in jersey 14. You just saw for the Dragons. De Bellin, it's a pass to Mbai. And Hetherington with a good tackle down low. Good hit up from De Bellin and the offload on the back of it. Last play here for the Dragons. Ramon plays it. Mbai goes to Sullivan. Puts in a kick. And, oh, great take, Hoyter. Just when you thought Zach Lomax was going to get it, Deloise Hoyter flies through the air and takes it beautifully.
That's a great take by Hoyter. And what he did was he attacked the football, just as the Broncos do now on this right edge. He went high, he went hard at the ball. Zach Lomax, he's good under a high ball himself, but I think Hoyter, he just wanted that football a bit more.
Tessie New off the back of that offload, but his pass goes to Lomax, and the Dragons have got it back.
And the Dragons look a bit perplexed. They're all walking at the moment. Doesn't seem to be a way through this defence of the Broncos at this stage. Got to keep chipping away. De Bellin's been really, really good.
Well, the coach, Anthony Griffin, he's gone for Moses Mbai. He's gone into dummy half. Andrew McCulloch's come off the field, so he's looking for some fresh legs in and around the ruck. And for mine, I think it might be... Hang on. We've got a player in trouble here.
You can just see, it was awkward, wasn't it?
With 3.5-ton towing capacity and trailer sway control, the Isuzu D-Max is born to tow.
So concern here. It's Corey Pakes. Oh, he just got into his head into a bad position there. So that wasn't a good one there for Corey Pakes. He's receiving attention. So Billy Walters looking to come back onto the field in place of Corey Pakes, who's still receiving attention. Down to you, Emma Lawrence.
An epic crowd here this afternoon, 29,234. Such an incredible atmosphere, but we haven't seen anything yet. We're going to have 50,000 plus here on Wednesday night, here at the Cauldron for the decider. Bring it on, Salty. It's live, free and exclusive right here on Nine's Wide World of Sports from 7 p.m.
Oh, we can't wait for it. Wednesday night, State of Origin. The decider on Wednesday night. Exclusive, live and free here on 9 and 9 Now, Cam. Can't wait.
Well, they don't get any bigger, do they? a decider, State of Origin decider, Suncorp Stadium. And I'm not too sure how many deciders you played in, Fatty, but
Played in 3.
they're massive, aren't they?
Yeah, they're fantastic, and they're great games to play in. They're better than the normal Origins, I've got to tell you, when it's right on the line. So I played in deciders in 82, 83 and 87, and we won them all. Hopefully that's a good sign for Wednesday night.
Well, it was sold out, wasn't it? 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. It was the day after the second Origin, it was sold out.
I mean, it just gives you a feeling in a decider, you can't leave anything out there. You know what I mean? When you come back in the dressing room, it's all gone.
Oh, with that collision from Sully and Staggs. And now the Broncos have hung on. They've got the ball. They bring on Wednesday night. It's all anyone is talking about around the place is State of Origin 3. Now Keenan Pulasia. Jonathan Thurston, down to you.
Yeah, I just want to talk about the Dragons' halves inexperience there. There was a break of play with the injured player, and then they decide to run it as Kobe Hetherington goes through.
Hetherington finds New. He in turn finds Ezra Mann. Shut the gate, he'll get there. Ezra Mann with the try for Brisbane.
Well, it's not just that, and that could be the match-winning try, but Ravalawa's done his hammy in the chase.
Yeah.
He went down just before the try line. Desperation attempt at a chase. What about this? The Isuzu D-Max replay. Well, right up the guts. Here we go. And the support's there. And look at the speed, and then Ravalawa, bang, his hammy went, but that's magnificent from the Broncos. Really good play. Man gets the rewards, but it was all done earlier.
Yeah, it was great support play by the Broncos. They seemed to half an opportunity. And what they did was they got on the front foot and just pushed through the line. It was Jaden Hunt. He come off the line slightly sideways. And that was enough for Kobe Hetherington to poke his nose through the line, and away they went. Down to you, JT.
Yeah, as I was saying, it was the 5th tackle there, and the Dragons decide to run it. It was a break of play. They should have just put the kick into the corner and got them coming out of their end. Instead, they chance their arm. They get caught with the ball, and this is what happens on the ensuing play. Great work from the Broncos, and that's what you want when there's a break. You're 1, 6 and 7 to be around the ball. They're playing with some confidence, the Broncos.
That they certainly are, JT. Now, here's Adam Reynolds. He's got this one for 900 career goals to join a club that includes Andrew Johns, Jason Taylor, and 2 gentlemen here today, Jonathan Thurston and Cameron Smith. It's an exclusive club, and Adam Reynolds with his 900th goal. So restart of play with the Broncos in control at 26-12. And Mikhaili Ravalawa coming from the field for the Dragons, injuring his hamstring.
Yeah, Ravalawa, he's making his way back. There he is there in behind the in-goal on the northern end. Moses Mbai now goes to the right wing. Andrew McCulloch back on the field.
Hosking, tackled by Sewer. Lomax there as well. Help finish off the tackle. Kennedy. He's having a good game, Kennedy, producing some offloads, and there's a decent run. 9 metres into Dragons territory, make it 10 in the end. Reynolds puts it high. Moses Mbai takes that one, and he looks to try to take off as well, but Walters and Ricky there to make the tackle on Mbai. Fine.
Look at the Dragons. Honestly, you could throw a tissue over them. They're so bunched and flat.
You just saw in that high shot, that was all 13 of them. Now they're on the halfway line. Sullivan playing it. The Ballon gets a pass to Sims. That's a good run from Tarek. 30 metres away from the line. They need to make something happen here, the Dragons. It is the last. Beautiful inside ball. Ramsey was forward, and it wasn't beautiful after all.
There was another set play there by the Dragons on the last. Trying to catch the Broncos, just napping. Maybe expecting a kick. Cody Ramsey popped up on the inside, but yeah, the pass was forward. Yeah, maybe those two sin binnings to Tariq Sims, they're starting to show now. With energy levels with the Dragons.
Brisbane. Ryan James playing it. Keenan Pulasia. Tackled by Laurie and Sims. Reynolds. New cutout pass is a beauty. Jordan Pereira puts in a kick. Here he comes. Katoni Staggs gets their try. Oh, it's party time for the Broncos at Suncorp.
And they're on their feet. The entire stadium, they're on their feet, and why not? They should be after an effort like that. That's as good a try as you'll see. Started down, way back on the 40-metre line down that right-hand side. Tessie New, Isuzu D-Max replay. Nice work on the inside there by Adam Reynolds, and a lovely cutout pass to Pereira. And he just chucks it on the right boot. And if there's one man that's going to win a race to the football, it's Katoni Staggs. A wonderful play there by the Broncos' right edge. JT, down to you.
Yeah, it was a great work by Adam Reynolds. As you just seen in that there, he's just showed on the inside, and that kept the left edge from coming up and putting pressure on him to play early. And he can dig very deep into the line, and then he picks up Tessie New, throws a great 3-on-2 ball to his winger. And as you can see, the kick, outstanding. This young Broncos team is certainly playing with a lot of confidence heading into the finals.
How many players have they got out, Salt? 10?
10 through origin and injury.
It just goes to show there's always, no matter how good a player you are, there's always someone there ready to replace you, and they're keen and they want that. They want to be in your spot one day, and they're all playing so well today. And they're showing Kevin Wohlers how much depth they've actually got now.
Adam Reynolds converts. The sun setting over Suncorp Stadium, and the Dragons with a short kickoff, but Brenko Lee has it for Brisbane, and Zach Lomax has him. He's one of those guys, Paul, that has made the most of his opportunity, and Deloise Hoyter playing the ball. Flat pass there to Ryan James. Billy Walters goes to Jordan Ricky. And Brisbane on the front foot, hungry for more points. Reynolds, Ezra Mam puts in a kick. We want that one back because Cody Ramsey nearly went through. Hosking did well. Mbai now. And Gamble, James there to make the tackle for Brisbane. There's Ramam. He's clutching at his hamstring. So concern here for the Broncos, number 6. Already had a player go off the field thanks to a hamstring injury, but looks like Ezra Mam is coming back into the line. Last play here for the Dragons. They need something to happen, and they need it quickly. Bird takes it, puts it on the toe. They're coming out after it. And Moses Surley, did he make a play there at Katoni Staggs when he didn't have the ball?
Well, he's saying play the ball, St George.
Yeah, well, it did touch Katoni Staggs.
Well, I think he was just hoping to shepherd this across the line, but I think it popped up. May have touched Katoni Staggs on the left arm before it went into touch. This would be a great view here.
He's got every right to go to a touchdown, which he did. You just worry about that there.
I think
Well,
there's a challenge, isn't it?
Broncos challenge on the decision of out from them.
Well, from that view just then, it looked like Moses Sully actually grabbed the ball with his left hand. So he was in possession. Yeah, he was in possession of the football and held it against Katoni Staggs.
You two keep arguing and argue with me.
What are you thinking, Paul?
Well, if he's...
Katoni Staggs is shadowing the ball here. Moses Sully now plays at the ball. Just looking for the other angle to see what happens post this. Moses Sully takes possession and the ball is then out of Moses Sully. The challenge is successful.
There you go.
1 from 1, Cam. Too good, your day.
Challenge
Got lucky.
successful. You'll play the ball. Yeah. Broncos play the ball.
So good challenge.
Successful.
Yeah.
Mark up for me, Andrew.
So Brisbane with the play the ball on their own 10.
Oh, go.
I'd say this is, we saw earlier Adam Reynolds with his 900th goal. He's now got 901. And there we go. Cameron Smith, Jason Taylor, Jonathan Thurston, Andrew Johns and Adam Reynolds, all with more than 900. Cam, do you have a little get-together, the 900-plus club? You're on your own up there on top, but exclusive club.
Surprisingly, no. We don't, Salty. Fatty's had a couple of shots at goal.
2 from 2.
2 from 2. Well, of the two of you in the commentary box, there's only one with a 100% record. Here's the Dragons now. Yeah, that's off the leg there of Lomax. It'll be play on. He'll be wrapped up. Throws it inside to Ramsey. How did he get that one away? Ramsey. He's now tackled 13 metres away from the line. 16 minutes remaining. Dragons need points in a hurry. Laurie. Tackled by Pulasia and Gamble. McCulloch to dummy half. To Jack de Ballin for the line. He's going to be stopped. Good defence. Ricky and James, last play. Sullivan, he's going to be tackled.
I'm loving that Brisbane defence. 32-12, and they're still tackling like their lives depend on it, which is a great sign for Kevin Walters going forward as they head to the semis. Now, Emma Lawrence got an injury update.
Yeah, Corey Pakes will not be back after that head knock. It was a Category 1, so he was automatically ruled out. And no real surprise that Ravalawa is done for the evening too. It is his hammy, so he's up the sheds getting assessed right now.
Oh. In your day, Paul, I think they'll be blowing a penalty.
What about that? 2 metres. He's insane.
That was Tyson Gamble.
Wow. What's this for a forward pass?
Tom
Well, actually,
Brady.
you're right.
Gronkowski.
In actual fact, if Mick Stone or Kevin Roberts is out there, that's a penalty. Great rest from the 80s. Old Mick.
Shot of Corey Pakes there on the sideline for Brisbane. A long way forward, and what it does do, it gives the Dragons a opportunity here.
Down you go.
Sully. He's tackled 30 metres away from the line by Ricky. McCulloch to Laurie. 20 away from the line. Sullivan. James and Palacia with the tackle. McCulloch to Amon. Short to Sewer. Good tackle. Down low, Ezra Mam. Hosking there over the top. The Dragons knocking on the door. There's no way through, though, this Broncos defence. Molo will play it. Last play. Sullivan, he's going to get caught again on the last. Tyson Gamble with the tackle this time.
Yeah, it goes back to the comment Fatty made just earlier about the Broncos defence. Great movements in and around the try line area, working for each other, and that time there, it was the skipper, Adam Reynolds. He seen the threat, he flew out of the line, and he just shut down the play. Well done.
Zach Hosking. 3 Dragons in there, including Andrew McCulloch and Blake Laurie. Ryan James, quick hands, Gamble to Reynolds. Now Tessie New to Katoni Staggs. Puts a little kick in, tries to regather, the ball eluded him. Great passage of play right up until the end.
It was a good play again. Similar play to what they scored off last time, and they just had him outnumbered. That time Tessie knew he decided to hold the ball. He ran through the space himself. Well, he was under a fair bit of pressure there from Moses Sully. Was Katoni Staggs. Look at that, Soldy.
Look at that. The sun well and truly setting. The lights beaming on Suncorp Stadium.
That's a beautiful shade of maroon too, isn't it?
There you go, Cam.
It's an omen, surely.
Oh, I hope so.
Suncorp Stadium beaming, just like it will be on Wednesday night. Exclusive live and free on 9. Origin 3, the decider. And if you're not one of the 52,500 people that have tickets to be here at Suncorp Stadium, then the only place to see it is on 9 and 9 now. Bring it on. Jaden Sewer now for the Dragons. Exclusive live and free on Wednesday night. Bring it on. There's a tester here for Tessie New. Takes it well. There's a little gap there for Tessie, but he's dragged down from behind.
Well, we've got the assistant Queensland coach in the box, Salty. So 30-0 second half down in over in Perth. How do you come back from that?
Well, the boys have been great this week. They knew pretty much what needed to be fixed, and there was a fair bit of lack of urgency in game 2 compared to game 1. Very much out enthused by the Blues, and New South Wales were just better in a lot of small areas of the game. Line speed, kick pressure, inside pressure, kick chase. There was a lot of it, but the signs from the team this week, Fatty, they've been good. They've trained with a lot of urgency, a lot of intensity, which is what you want to see in a preparation for a decider.
And when Billy and yourself were pointing this out to the team, did they cop it all right? They copped it sweet?
No, they were very good, and that's been the one impressive thing about this squad, and I say squad across the 3 games this series, is that they've been very easy to talk to. Anytime we give them feedback, They've been great. They've always wanting to learn every session, wanting to learn every day. And very, very coachable too, as the Dragons. They're away down the left side.
Yeah, it's with Matt Feeney now. And look who's there to make the tackle for Brisbane. It's Keenan Pulasia. No one there at dummy half.
Let's play on.
And well, it was a knock on when he dived on the ball.
And you know what else? Not one Dragons player within 40 metres. What is going on there? Honestly, talk about lack of effort.
Well, they had him outnumbered here.
Look at this, but they all dropped off.
Just watch Matt Feeney. He gets to the fullback. Tessie New makes a tackle. And then it's an age.
Earth the Dragons. Earth the Dragons.
There's no one there. He could not have held that ball any longer.
Well, they're fortunate they're the Dragons that Tessie New knocked it on when he dived on it. There was no one there. Now the Dragons through Ramsey. Now Lomax. Taken by Gamble and Brenko Lee. Dolphins bound next year, Brenko Lee. Laurie. Goodbye, Lee and Pulasia. McCulloch. Now Sullivan. Amon. Bird fires it out the back, and they're going to score through Ramsey.
Yeah, Cody Ramsey.
So Cody Ramsey in for his second try of the game for the Dragons.
Well, it was just off the back of a Jack Bird direct run. He found some space. Isuzu D-Max replay. The Sullivan. He hit Talatau Amon and Jack Bird. He just hit that space really hard on the outside, and it was a great ball. Back to Cody Ramsey. Just watch him bang through that hole. Two-handed basketball pass to Ramsey. It was a great effort again by the Broncos to try and save that tackle, but he was well and truly over the line.
He's actually played quite well today, Jack Bird. I think he's making a pretty good fist to the back row. Former fullback, 5'8", centre, you name it, he's played everywhere, and he looks good in the number 11. And not happy. And I'm really impressed with Cody Ramsey. He looks a bit unco when he's actually running. Well, he does a bit. His arms and legs, they're all over the place. But he goes good. No, he's really good.
Oh, dear. Zach Lomax. He converts.
The biggest Origin decider ever.
The battle resumes.
Ampol State of Origin. Wednesday on 9 and 9 now.
So, the Dragons with a try. He did well there. Cody Ramsey at 32 points to 18. Just over 7.5 minutes remaining.
They couldn't do a Melbourne Storm, could they?
It's actually not out of reach. It's actually not. We've seen plenty of games, even more so recently, where there's been several tries scored.
Well, the Storm scored 4 tries in 5 minutes.
Yeah, same with the Cowboys as well. Against Manly not so long ago.
Well, here's Molo. They managed to get down the other end of the field and score this set of 6. It'll put the Fighters up, Brisbane. Sewer playing it. McCulloch the dummy half. Here's Sullivan. Amon. Ramsey to Sully. Sully. Couldn't find Feeney. He gets the dummy half. Bird to Ballon. Short to Laurie. Last play here for the Dragons. Can they make something of it? High kick. And no dramas there for Deloise Hoyter. Now Brisbane have got to come off their own line. Pereira, he'll play it. Gamble. Gets it out to the 20. Tackled by Mbai and Jaden Sewer. Brenko Lee. It's been solid for Brisbane. He'll play it. Bulacia now. Gets to within 10 of the halfway line on the last. So a good settling set of 6 there for Brisbane. And a kick from inside the 40 from Reynolds is a 40-22. Just misses it.
Yeah, and he put a little bit of side spin on that intentionally, trying to find the sideline. He's a smart kicker, Adam Reynolds. We all know that. Just watch here. He drops it on just slightly on the outside. See that little side spin to the right. It bit nicely on this Suncorp turf. That's a good shot there. He just fell short by 1.5 meters.
Yeah, for any youngsters, Cam, watching that, and you say put side spin on the ball, it's just practice, practice, practice.
Well, it is, and that's what it's about. It's not just luck. You've got to practice that kick hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of time at training. It's all about just trying to find ways to make it hard for the opposition. For the Dragons now, they just got to chance their arm. They've got to throw the ball around.
Gee, de Bellin's work rate's been good, hasn't it? He's really tried hard today.
On the bounce to Fine here. He passes to Bird. Bird to Molo. Molo back to Bird. And that could be... Ooh, no.
I think as he went to kick it, obviously the ball went forward and hit a Broncos player, so he's calling knock on, but it's a challenge.
When a Dragons captain's challenge of a knock on, I've ruled that it's, as he goes to kick it, it's hit a Broncos hand before a foot.
So if he's gone to kick it, doesn't that mean he's in possession? He's got control?
I think it comes out of his...
Jack Bird is looking to kick.
Well, that's...
He has lost possession then into Zach Hoskins. The challenge is unsuccessful.
I don't want to harp on about this rule, but if that's an intentional decision to kick a ball. So you're in possession.
Active a kick, yep.
So if an opposition's hand comes in contact like it does there in the middle of you kicking the football, shouldn't that result in the opposition being a knock-on? Because that's an intentional play. You've got control of the football. Anyway, we move on. Broncos penalty. There's a bit of chat back there.
Yep. You know what? I can't help you. I actually don't know that rule. But it's interesting. That's one to be sorted out by a lot smarter people than we are.
Yep.
Well,
it's good having one of the game's leading officials in the commentary box with us. Is there a rule you don't know, Ken?
I don't think I've ever seen that happen.
Well, I just think...
I don't think I have either.
I just think from a logical point of view, Sully, if you're in possession of a football and you're choosing, you make the decision to kick the ball, he never loses control of the football there. No. So he's actually dropping the ball onto his foot, and a Broncos hand touches it before he's allowed to kick it. So shouldn't that mean it's a Broncos knock-on? Anyway, we move on.
JT will know.
JT?
All of the above.
See, I told you.
Here's Tessie. Tessie knew. Well, we've seen it first this afternoon. 15 away from the line. Kennedy. We mentioned in the first half off the Hull KR next season, Reece Kennedy. Walters to Gamble, short to Hosking. He'd love a try and debut. He's not going to get it there, though. Last play here for Brisbane. Gamble weaves one through. Kennedy says he was taken out, but the Dragons have got it through Jack Bird. Now, don't forget, from 10:30 tonight, Nick Kyrgios taking on Novak Djokovic in the men's Wimbledon final. A massive clash for Australian tennis. You'll catch it live and exclusive right here on Nine's Wide World of Sports and on Stan Sport. A great 2 weeks. The championships at the All England Club coming to an exciting conclusion tonight. Nick Kyrgios against Novak Djokovic. Now Brisbane have the ball.
Reckon he can do it, Soldy?
Well, he loves the big occasion. Hang on, here's Reynolds putting in a kick for Jordan Pereira. Fine's got it for the Dragons, and Pereira will drag him in the in-goal area. So a repeat set coming here. Back to the tennis cam. He loves taking on Novak. There's Nick Kyrgios. I'm going to say Kyrgios in 5 tonight.
Ooh.
I don't think we'll get too much sleep tonight.
Yep.
A great night of tennis action. Well, the short drop out there from the Dragons. And there were 3 Broncos around it that took it. One of them was Zach Hosking. He'll play it 9 away from the line. Hetherington. Eight away. Brisbane looking to finish this one off in style. We're in the last minute. Kennedy. Bird tackles him. Reynolds. Walters. Gamble. Kicks. Hoyter's looking for 3. Mbai gets back in the field of play. He did well, Moses. On the wing for the injured Ravalawa. This will be a famous victory for Brisbane, the youngest team fielded in the NRL this year. 10 players out, injured or on origin duty.
Well, it's a reminder of the baby Broncos, Soldy, when they took on the West Tigers, 2002.
Yeah, and all in front of the 1992 Premiership winning team. So it's been a big night for the Bronx. Congratulations to them. And a special well done to Zach Hosking, giving him a good solid 7.5 out of 10 for his first ever first grade game. Excellent stuff.
That kick will go into touch, and that's the last play of the game. Brisbane back in the winner's circle. Kevin Walters happy in the coach's box. The players happy on the field. Full time at Suncorp. The Broncos 32 have defeated the Dragons 18.